Hello, I'm Rev Dom de Mattos. I chair the Harare Companion Diocese Support Group for Rochester Diocese. Zimbabwe has been in lockdown since the end of March, and this is hard for a country where so many people earn a living day to day with informal buying and selling. And if they can't earn, then they can't eat. Now, you will perhaps remember in June last year, Bishop James and Bishop Simon launched an appeal for Harare. And over the following months, your generosity raised around £18,000. That's about $21,000 that was sent to Harare. And you might be wondering, what happened to all that money? $5,000 was used to buy around 2 tons of seed. This was collected at the cathedral, and then it was distributed out to the parishes, where it was given to grateful farmers. Sadly, because there was very little rain in December and into January, some of those crops failed. But others grew and have produced good crops, bringing hope to many people. $5,000 has been used to create food parcels. 250 parcels were distributed around 23 parishes in the diocese, those parishes where hunger and poverty were at their worst. $3,000 was set aside to buy food for schools. Unfortunately, maize and sorghum are controlled by the government because of shortages, and they can only be sold to millers. So at the time, that food was not available. But of course, with lockdown, schools are now closed. But the hope is that when the children do return to school, they will at least have some food. Churches in Harare, as in our own diocese, have been experiencing a great decline in income. People just don't have anything to give. And this in turn, of course, means that the parishes are unable to pay into the diocese. And so $5,000 has been used to help the clergy who themselves are working with the poor in their parishes not to suffer the hunger that goes with poverty. $2,000 has been spent to distribute the grain and the food about the parishes. Zimbabwe has one of the highest costing fuels in the world, and so logistics is an expensive business. $1,000 has been set aside for medical expenses for clergy, and in a country where COVID-19 still looms over them, that seems like a very small pot for a country that does not have a national health service. So your generosity has brought hope to the people of Harare, not just in feeding those who are hungry, but knowing that there are people across the world that care about them, knowing that they are part of the family of God that stretches across the world, brings them hope. So on behalf of all in Harare, thank you.